Hi there, I care and you matter. I'm Shannon and welcome to my channel. I'm a stress mitigation strategist and soft skills educator. And on my channel, I share stories, strategies, and solutions to help you bounce back, stress less, and ultimately feel better. As you may or may not be able to tell from my voice, I'm feeling a little better. I have a voice. Last week, I didn't have a voice at all. I was just a bunch of squeaks. And that would be one reason you're getting a different perspective of my little closet here. As some of you have been watching my video before, you know that I work and write and do all my YouTube videos from my closet that I've converted into a little office, a little space for myself. So apologies for the mess. I've been busy trying to catch up from all the work I missed from last week. But I still wanted to jump on and create a video this week. For those of us in the United States, we're getting ready to celebrate Thanksgiving this week. And so I thought I would share 3 specific ways I help myself keep my stress levels down during the holidays, especially as a working mom and somebody who hosts a big family dinner on Thursday. There's a lot on my plate. Ooh, that's apropos. So anyway, I want to share 3 tips for lowering stress during this time, as well as a great recipe that might help you out this year. And if not this year, certainly next year. So let's jump into it. The first tip is prioritize what is important to you and then do it. In other words, don't let society dictate what you need to do. If you want to have pizza on Thanksgiving, hey, go for it. You do you. But in other words, just figure out what are the things that you need to do so that when you look back, you're not disappointed that, oh, I should have done that, or oh, I missed out on that. For our family, what's really important to us is absolutely Christmas and Thanksgiving. And part of Christmas and Thanksgiving for us is going out as a family and picking out a Christmas tree every single year. And unfortunately, with the economy the way it is, the cost of Christmas trees just continue to go up and up and up. And during the holidays, it can be a rough time to pull that kind of money out of your checking account in order to buy a Christmas tree. But that was something that's a priority to our family. So a few years back, we got this little canvas bag. I think we got it from Target. It says do not open till December 25th. And obviously we do because we use what's inside to buy our Christmas tree. But every single month we tuck $20 into this little canvas bag. And shortly before Thanksgiving, which will be, we're going to do it Wednesday, we take this bag out and then we take all the money out. And it's great because, you know, by the time we're ready to buy our tree, we have $240 ready to pay cash for a Christmas tree. And this is plenty for a tree, but it's also enough to either leave a little money in there as seed money for next year or take the whole family out for a nice meal to celebrate the start of the holiday season. And what's wonderful about this is not only are we thinking ahead and looking forward to the holidays all year long, but it's a little gift we give to ourselves that if it's been a hard year or a hard month in November and December, we still get our Christmas tree, which is not just about the tree. It's just a huge family tradition for us, and it's a priority. So figure out what is important to you and then let that guide your actions moving forward. Next, number 2, make a list of everything you need or want to do or get done, and then create a reasonable schedule in order to do it. There are years that I wouldn't be able to come up with $240. Well, I think a Christmas tree around here runs about 140, 160. That can be hard to pull out of the checking account. We live on a very strict budget. By choice, I still work part-time from home in order to help care for our youngest son who has special needs. But we have a strict budget, but the tree is important to us. And so we have created a reasonable schedule of 12 months to save for that Christmas tree. Another thing is, if you're anything like me, you want your house to look nice and be clean before all the guests arrive. I cannot work, manage the household, take care of kids, and clean the entire house and prep for the big meal all in one day. No, Ain't gonna happen. Can't do it. It will break me. But what I do is create a schedule that's reasonable. What can I do in advance? What can I tuck in that half-hour block of time that I might have between work and having to go pick up one of my kids? So in other words, get a reasonable schedule together that's actually feasible, that's going to set you up for success and not unnecessarily burden, stress you out, or wear you down, because you deserve to enjoy the holidays too. And last but not least, do what you can in advance. Get it done. Don't put it off. Give yourself the gift of getting it done and not procrastinating. So, for example, I've shared in other videos how I use my agenda as a to-do list. I use the monthly pages to put my goals and appointments and things in, but I struggled for a while on what exactly to do with the weekly pages. And so this weekend, I spent some time going over my list of the different things I was going to have to make, the relish trays, the fruit, all that good stuff. And then I prioritized what I could get done in advance Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of this week. Thursday being the actual holiday itself. And so today I was able to tick off already that I hard-boiled the eggs for the deviled eggs I'm going to make. I don't make the deviled eggs until the night before, but I hard-boil the egg. They can sit in the fridge for 5 to 7 days, no problem, and that's one less thing I have to do. Next, tomorrow, I'm going to be pulling out the make ahead mashed potatoes, which is my very last thing I'm going to share at the end of this video. But in other words, and then Wednesday night, I'm actually going to prep the relish trays, chop the celery, chop the carrots, all that good stuff. In other words, I don't try and get it all done Thursday morning. No. If I did, I would be cranky and in a bad mood, and no one would want to come over anyway. And I don't want my kids to remember me like that. And I want to enjoy the holiday. So the only way I can do that is by scheduling things in a reasonable way that affords me the opportunity to be successful and have fun on Thursday too. Now, the thing I was looking forward to most, and first of all, little disclaimer, I apologize. I don't remember where I got this recipe, or I would give credit to this person. I literally found it in a moment of desperation. It was like an epiphany. I found it in a magazine years ago, and it's literally called Make Ahead Mashed Potatoes. And I cut it out and then pasted it onto an index card. Oh, big surprise. Me and index cards, right? Anyway, and threw it into my recipe box. But I've used it for years. It's a fail-safe. It's awesome. You can literally make these 6 months in advance and then cook them, and they taste amazing. My kids get excited about it every year. But the benefit of these is it's one of the big things you can make in advance that's going to be a star of your dinner, but it's, you don't have to boil, you don't have to peel, you don't have to cube, you don't have to do anything with the mashed potatoes other than literally take them from the fridge, put them in the oven, and cook them. You can even cook them while you're still cooking your turkey. It's great. So let me give you this recipe now that I've talked it up so much. They're Make Ahead mashed potatoes. And I've actually doubled this recipe and made 10 pounds. And you can certainly do that if you have 2 big pots to cook all the potatoes in. But the recipe I'm going to give you is for 5 pounds. So you're going to want a bag of 5-pound russet potatoes. And all you're going to do is you're going to scrub them, you're going to wash them, you're going to peel them, cube them into about 1-inch cubes, trying to make sure they're all about the same size. Cover them with cold water in a big pot so it doesn't boil over and make more mess for you to clean up. And you want the water to cover the potatoes by about 1 inch or so. It doesn't have to be exact. And you're going to want to salt the water after it comes to a boil. And then boil the potatoes, cook them until they're about fork tender. For me, that takes about 15 to 20 minutes. So I set a timer for 15 minutes, and then I just pull out one of the pieces, stick a fork in it. If it slides through easily, they're done. If not, I cook them another 5 minutes. But it's important that you don't overcook them because you don't want them to become waterlogged or soggy. You want them just fork tender. Once you're there, drain off the potatoes. Do not rinse them off with with cold water. You want the starch remaining, and you want them nice and hot for the next step. And then pour the drained cooked potato pieces back into the hot pot that you were cooking them in. You want that residual heat to help you in a moment. Next, I grab a masher. I don't whip my potatoes. I suppose you could, but I would certainly start with a masher at least. I do this all by hand. I just use a masher. Get the potatoes started, and then I use, now here are the other ingredients. I throw in 1 cube of butter. Has to be butter, not margarine. You want the good stuff. I use salted butter. I think it tastes better. I suppose you could use unsalted butter. You'd probably just want to throw a little extra salt in at the end. Either way, 1 cube of butter goes in. 1 8-ounce package of cream cheese, softened at room temperature. You can use that low-fat stuff. It works fine. I've tried it. I don't taste a difference. But it has to be an 8-ounce package of cream cheese, softened. Throw that in there. Next, you're going to put half a cup of sour cream. You can use full-fat sour cream, or you can use low-fat. I use low-fat. I've used both. They work fine. Doesn't matter. Then you're going to want to take your masher, mash it all up, combine it, get it all nice and fluffy, as few lumps as you can. Then I add 1 to 2 teaspoons of salt, depending on whether I'm using salted butter or not. And then another teaspoon or 2 of ground pepper, depending to taste, whatever you like. Then mash it up again. Then I always take a taste test, testing for salt and seasoning. And I'm looking for consistency. You do not want this watery, but you want it to look like you would want potatoes to look like. If it's looking a little dry and mealy, you can add up to another half cup of sour cream to get it to the consistency you want. But I always start out with a half a cup first and then work my way up to that cup. Once it's done, you're going to want to get some of those foil disposable pans. Now, I know they're not exactly environmentally friendly, but this is a gift I give myself at the holidays. If I can take a shortcut and make it easier for myself, well, darn it, I'm going to do it. So I get the foil pans. I like the ones that are square, and I like the 2-inch deep. And then I just fill my pans. I usually can fill 2 to 3 with 5 pounds of potatoes. And then once they're all filled, I cover loosely with aluminum foil. And then I leave them on the counter and let them sit and try and get them cooled down to about room temperature. And then I literally just throw them in the freezer. They can sit in the freezer for 6 months. I kid you not. And my kids look forward to them every year. The beauty of this is you could do this in July if you wanted to. I usually do it in September. I wait till the week that the kids go back to school, things have calmed down, I suddenly have a little more time to myself, and I can play loud music while I sit there and literally scrub and peel and boil 5 pounds of potatoes. But the beauty of this is on Tuesday, actually I'm going to pull them tomorrow, a day or 2 before the meal that you want to cook them, Thanksgiving for me, you pull them out of the freezer, set them in your fridge, letting them slowly thaw, and then when Thursday comes around, literally all I have to do is pull the pan out. I put it on a cookie sheet just to make it a little more sturdy and stable so I don't drop them, and then cook it. The temperature doesn't even really matter. I usually cook at 375 or 800 degrees. And I check it after 45 minutes to an hour because it's usually 2 inches deep. The amount of cooking time is going to depend on the thickness or the depth of your the foil pan that you're using. I usually cook 45 minutes to an hour. And I cook it covered to protect the potatoes because then it creates some steam and makes them real nice and fluffy. Once they're cooked through or warmed through, because remember they're already cooked, pull it out, and then I just use a spoon to fluff it all back up again. And oh, what a treat. I didn't say these were low fat. I said these were good and easy to make ahead. So disclaimer there. But anyway, I hope that this make ahead mashed potatoes recipe helps you perhaps this year, and if not this year, certainly hopefully for years to come. And I want to wish you all, if you celebrate, a wonderful upcoming Thanksgiving this week. And I can't wait to share a video with you next week. If you're already a subscriber, thank you so much for watching. It really means a lot to me. If you're not, I want to invite you to click the subscribe button. And if you've enjoyed this video, no matter who you are, please just give it a like. Hit that little thumbs up button. I sure appreciate it. Again, thanks so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye-bye.